Hello Year 3, we are going to be making some variables today. So this is what we're going to end up with. We're going to have a planet 3 and a planet 2, or you might have your original planet. I don't really know what's on your screen at the moment. However, this is what we're going to make. We are going to add some forevers and some ifs. We've got a thing called a broadcast, which is like sending a message to the game to say that you have entered level 2. And we're going to set some scores and say that level 2, the end of level 1, is at 5 points. And to get those points, we have to make sure that Pico is hitting the planet. So how do we do all this? We are going to just break all this out. We've got simple pages for you to follow. That's going to be in your Scratch making a game slideshow that I've already shared with you. So I'm going to go and delete this one very quickly. And then I've got some data, which is my value, and I've got some scores in here. You can see my score is already on here. So let's go and do that first. So I want to make a variable, and it's called score. So I'm going to just show that again. Make a variable, and you give it a name. I call this one score. And I put it for all sprites, because I need to make sure that the score is there for all sprites. So what I'm going to do first is right click on my planet. I'm going to duplicate it. I've got my planet 3. When I duplicate it, I will get all the same blocks in each duplicate. So if I do it again, I'll have all the same planet. I'll have all the same blocks in planet 4 too. So right click that. I'm going to delete this. So in here, this is what I need. And the first thing we're going to do is just snap this away, because I don't want this later on. I don't need when green flag clicked, because green flag clicked is when this one starts. I want this one to start with something else, and I only want this one to appear. So let's go and double click on there, and you can see if I double click on that, I can see which one I'm talking about. So this one here, I only want this one to appear at level 2. So the first thing I need to do now is go and make something in here, which is for my score. So I need my score to do something. So I need my score to be equal to something. And to get my maths, I need my operators. And in here, I've got some smaller than, bigger than, and equal to. I've also got some add, take away, times and divide. So what I'm going to do is take this away from here. So when my score is equal to 5, remember these over ones can be dragged in and put a 5 in there. So when score is equal to 5, I want it to do something. Okay. What I'm going to do now is I need a connection between these two sprites. And the way Scratch helps us is by making a little messaging system. And the messaging system is in my orange events here, and it's called broadcasting. So I need to go and send a message from planet 2 to planet 3. So when I get to a certain score, or this could be anywhere really, but when I get to a certain score, I need to send a message to planet 3 to say, hey up, listen up, I've got 5 points, it's time for you to appear. So I need to go into here and I can make a new message. So I'm going to go into here and make a new message, and this new message is level 2, like so. So I'm going to go and get a level 2. So I'm going to say forever if score equals 5, I'm going to broadcast level 2. So let's go and get a forever if. So we just need an if, because we'll already have the forever in here. So look, the forever, this big mouth here for forever, and we're going to put another little tiny mouth inside. So this one's hexagonal. So hexagonal always matches the hexagonal shapes. If score equals that, broadcast level 2. Over here is the person who's receiving that message. So this sprite here is going to receive that message. So if I pop into here, I've got another helpful thing. It says when I receive level 2, I'm going to go and show like that. So I'm going to go and put that in there. What I need to do though is this one, we don't want this one to show. We always want on green flag clicked, hide. So I'm going to put a separate thing over here when I click the game, because I want the game to be nice and tidy when I start. So I'm going to go and hide over here like so. And if I double click on this, you should see this planet disappear. Let's see what happens. There we go. Okay. So green flag clicked, hide. When I receive level 2, show. Right, let's keep it on. Next thing I need is my data. Excuse me. And I'm going to go and change my score by 1 every time that Pico hits the planet. So I need another if, because I'm going to put it inside this forever. So I'm going to go and get an if forever if sensing Pico. So forever if touching Pico. Remember, this one's a hexagonal, so it always goes in hexagonal. I'm going to change this by 1's point. Now there is a snag here, and the snag is that I need, and we've talked about wait before, I need to wait 1 second while my score will only go up by 1. If I don't put this in and Pico's actually touching the planet for a long time, the score goes really, 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 really high and really, really fast. So I'm going to just put a quick wait in there because it gives me time to get Pico out and in again. Let's go and drop that in there. So all those ifs can snap inside this big forever in here to keep it nice and tidy. And then over here, I should have show when Pico can go and touch the planet 5 times. And it should, in theory, work. But this is for you to test. Time for you to try it out. Remember, you can pause and rewind this as much as you want. Good luck.